Hey everyone, Gary with Sinlaw Backyard Chickens here. And today's subject is one that I had a lot of fun researching, and I hope that you'll enjoy it to do. Today we're going to talk about Gallus domesticus, the chicken, and how they conquered the world and why you need one too. One legend has it that the chickens that saved Western civilization were discovered on the side of the road in Greece during the first decade of the 5th century BC. An Athenian general, whose name I cannot begin to pronounce, on his way to confront the invading Persian forces, stopped to watch two roosters fighting and summoned his troops, saying, "Behold, these do not fight for their household gods, for the monuments of their ancestors, for glory, for liberty, or the safety of their children, but only because one will not give way to the other." The tale does not describe what happened to the losing chicken, nor explain why the soldiers found this display of instinctive aggression inspirational rather than pointless and depressing. But history records that the Greeks, thus heartened, went on to repel the invaders, preserving the civilization that today honors those same creatures by breading, frying, and dipping them into one's choice of sauce. The descendants of those roosters might well think that their ancient forebears have a lot to answer for. The chicken is a descendant of the southeastern Asian red jungle fowl, which first was domesticated in India around 2000 BC, and have been partially hybridized with other wild species of jungle fowl, and are one of the most common and widespread of domesticated animals on Earth. No one knows for sure how chickens got their name, or why a rooster is called a rooster, or a cock and a young rooster is called a cockerel, and that a castrated rooster is known as a capon, which some countries do to make chickens to improve the quality of its meat. Female chickens when less than a year old are known as pullets, otherwise they're hens after that. Here in the southern U.S., we often just call them yard birds. The chicken has been revered since ancient times and are mentioned on more than one occasion in the Bible, with the most notable being when Christ told Peter he would deny him 3 times before the cock crowed the following morning. To this day, having a rooster on top of a church steeple or farmhouse is a Christian symbol used to remind us of the weakness of man with Peter and the triumph of Christ in the resurrection. On a more local note, most of the birds raised for meat in America today are from the Cornish, a British breed, and the White Rock, a breed developed in England. The process of chicken domestication through the breeding of indigenous chickens has an approximately 8,000 year long history. The chicken is one of the most ambiguous domesticated animals on Earth and is bred both for its eggs and meat characteristics, as well as for show and even family pets. And because it's so widespread, it is also the most studied animal on the planet. After all, chickens feed most of the world. Initially, chickens were used for rituals, including the use of a crowing cock to proclaim the hour of dawn, and later both fighting and pet breeds were produced and raised around the globe. Commercial chicken breeds, including layers and broilers, have been bred over the last few hundred years through selective mating of various indigenous breeds. According to the World Animal Foundation, chicken numbers since 1990 have grown from 10.6 billion worldwide to 34.4 billion as of 2023, giving us about 4 chickens for every person on the planet. No other bird even comes close to this number. Now, this count is of course somewhat flexible, since chickens are hatched, raised, and slaughtered by the millions each and every day, with the average meat bird's lifespan being less than 50 days. Here in the United States, there are at any given time more than 1.5 billion chickens clucking around, with 305 million of those used for egg production. A survey stated that in 2017, the average American consumed 107.6 pounds of this popular meat. Today, raising backyard chickens is steadily gaining in popularity. Cooped Up Life writes that at least 13 million U.S. households now have their own flock of backyard chickens, and they can keep these almost anywhere, with 93% of densely populated cities allowing chickens to be kept in some form or another. Roosters, however, may have more trouble seeking residence, so definitely check your local laws. The great state of Iowa leads the country with numbers of chickens, boasting 18 for every man, woman, and child. That's some 60 plus million if you're not wanting to do the math. And my home state of Louisiana doesn't even make the top 10. Building or purchasing a small coop or chicken tractor, as some are popular known, can be fairly inexpensive or equally luxurious depending on your budget and desires. So why the gaining popularity of chicken keeping? There are several reasons actually. They provide a locally grown source for both protein in meat and eggs, with many local growers boasting that their eggs are healthier and fresher than factory farm eggs. They can help hedge against food shortages such as those during the COVID-19 pandemic. Raising backyard chickens and gathering their eggs is seen by many as a more humane way of consuming both eggs and meat. Citing the life of a chicken running around in your backyard is almost guaranteed to be more enriching for the bird than those in an enclosed building with barely enough room to move, and if given a choice, would most certainly choose the backyard. Another is raising chickens without added antibiotics or other chemicals is believed by many to be an added benefit. And my favorite reason for keeping chickens is raising them and gathering their eggs can be a great family activity while teaching children about responsibility and the wonders of raising and caring for a tiny life completely dependent on your care until a full-grown chicken, contributing to the family, which in itself is reason enough for most. Thank you for watching this video from Sinlaw Backyard Chickens, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe, let me know what you guys would like to see. Please leave comments. If you want to learn more about chickens, you can check out the History Guy on YouTube. He has a great channel if you haven't done so before. He tells you all about chickens. He tells you about everything you can imagine. Wikipedia is some. You can see the others that I mentioned during this. So please feel free to look for yourself. It's a great thing to study. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.